No, I just had this discussion before. I told you it was impossible, and I've explained why. Don't bring up the subject again. It's out of the question.
Okay. Jeez.
Where was I?
Atlantis.
Yes, our first civilization.
What happened to it?
What do you mean?
I mean, where did it go? There's no real proof that Atlantis ever existed.
The Confederation of Atlantis, like all great civilizations, fell. Population pressure, competition for resources, corrupt politicians, power-hungry rulers, endless wars. Before Jericho was built 9,000 years ago, Atlantis had crumbled.
And all that information was lost?
For hundreds of years, Europeans lived in the Dark Ages among the ruins of the Roman Empire, a civilization superior to them in almost every way. It was the same with the remnants of Atlantis.
So where are the ruins now?
All the Atlantean capitals were coastal cities that were flooded after the ice sheets from the last ice age melted. So in a sense, the legends were true, only the flood was gradual. The cataclysmic destruction of an empire that Plato told about more closely described what happened to the island of Santorini in 1500 BC when a volcano blew it apart. Or perhaps he was describing the ensuing tsunami that flooded Crete and more than likely ended the Minoan civilization. Of course, there were enlightened survivors that fled the chaos of their crumbling civilization. They spent the following centuries drifting to the far corners of the earth, establishing colonies and sharing their knowledge with the indigenous people they encountered, leaving behind mysteries that leave the world's scientific community scratching its head.
Mysteries?
Sure. There's lots of them. Stonehenge. I mean, how do you suppose a prehistoric people with no written language could create such a monument that so accurately predicts the movement of our heavenly bodies? And we have yet to discover exactly how complex this monumental calculator really is. And there's the Mayan calendar. A calendar more accurate than ours, that not only measures the Earth's year, but 26,000-year astronomical cycles. The Five told me it also keeps track of our own solar system's journey around the center of our galaxy. What mystifies historians today is why the Mesoamerican culture, possessing such advanced knowledge of mathematics and astronomy, never utilized the wheel. They certainly knew about the wheel, put them on the bottoms of their children's toys. Apparently, the Atlanteans who moved into the area were intellectual Luddites. They believed their civilization's blind faith in their technology contributed to its ultimate demise, and that once the wheel was used, it led to the eventual path of self-destruction. On the Indian subcontinent, there were two cities, Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro. They were built over 4,500 years ago. They were meticulously planned out using a modern grid pattern and sophisticated waste and sewer system. And then there's Egypt. In the passages, deep within their pyramids, there's not enough oxygen to light a candle. And there's no trace of soot that would have been left from torches, even if a way was found to keep their torches lit. How did they see? Despite the fact that there exists ancient hieroglyphs depicting Egyptians holding what appears to be large light bulbs, it is, of course, accepted that nothing as advanced as electric lights could have existed so long ago.
So the Phi shared some of their knowledge with the Atlanteans. And then the Atlanteans spread their knowledge to the rest of the world? So that I have the Phi to thank for my hot shower this morning?
No, that's not how it is at all. The Phi never interfere with the evolution and progress of a planet's life forms. Humans were quite capable of coming up with their own discoveries. The ancient Atlanteans may have had an advantage over modern man.
How's that?
The amount of oxygen in the air we breathe today is around 20%, 15% in large polluted cities. Our species evolved in an environment that contained a richer oxygen content. The air the ancient Atlanteans breathed contained a higher percent of oxygen than the air we breathe today. And that fact enabled them to take advantage of the full potential of their human intellect. We, by the nature of the air we breathe, are somewhat handicapped.
Boy, that sucks.
You bet.